What's up guys, it's Coach Rob at Optimal Carnivore. Now this is for people that are starting the carnivore journey or even people that are well on the way of their carnivore journey, because I've had clients that have been doing it for 4 or 5 years, but then they've come to me and they've fully admitted that some people every sort of 5 days or once a week or once a month, that they fall off the wagon, they go on a complete binge and they just can't seem to stay on track, they can't stay on that wagon. This is how you're going to stop cheating on the carnivore diet and give it its full credit and get 100% from the carnivore diet and all the benefits and never cheat again. So I'm going to let you into some trade secrets. This is what I do for all my clients and myself when they get something called meat aversion. And I kind of get what they mean by it, but what to me, that all that says to me is that you're not hungry. I'm hoping that you buy into the concept of evolution and species appropriate eating, and that we thrived on a huge percentage of fatty red meat. That if you're not craving fatty red meat, which is what we're made of, cut my arm open, you'll see it's fatty red meat sat there. If you're not wanting that food, then that is not true hunger, but you have other cravings and you go off the wagon and you start to binge. People don't come to me and say, "Oh, Rob, I've got to apologise. Over the weekend, I ended up having a bowl of broccoli, or I ended up having a carrot, or even I ended up having like some potatoes with my steak." It's never that. It's the complete other way. It's the hyper-palatable crap. It's the hyper-dopaminergic, light your brain like a Christmas tree, absolute junk. Like sugar, flour, oil, donuts, cakes, cookies, candy, ice cream. It's these things. So to me, that is really obvious. If you're not craving what we're supposed to eat, real, true food, which I believe is fatty red meat, that's hunger. If you're going all the other way of the spectrum and you're getting this drug-like effect from this ultra-processed, man-made, bliss point, manufactured, purposely made slop, then you're doing that for a drug-like effect, craving. So, is it true hunger or is it a craving? Here's how you're going to decide, and here's what you're going to do about it. This is what I tell my clients, this is what I do. Go to your local favourite butchers and get the best cut of meat that you want, whether that's a ribeye, a tomahawk, a T-bone, a massive lamb shank, a lamb shoulder, a gammon, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever your favourite food is, get it. If you use salt, pre-salt it, get it all ready, put it in the fridge. This is what I want you to do. And this is better if you're busier, you're not allowed to eat until the thought of that is making you salivate, and that's what you want. If you don't want that, that is not true hunger. And then you can hand on heart admit, if someone walked in with a box of donuts or some Haribo or, crisps, chips, those sort of things, and you could demolish them, that is a drug-like craving. Your body's wanting the dopamine. It doesn't need any nutrition. And most people that are overweight and have a lot of body fat to live off, the longer you go fasting until that food your body actually really wants that nutrition, it's just going to tap into those body fat stores, burn away that stored glycogen, and you're just going to gradually burn fat, and your appetite will just slowly start to come in, and then you demolish that food that's in the fridge, and then you just repeat the cycle. There's a couple of things going on here during this period, this fasting period, but we're not just fasting and starving ourselves. A lot of people say, "Oh, that can't be healthy, you need breakfast." We've gone over all that. Because when you do eat, you feast. And that's the reason why you can then fast. It's a full cycle, because if you eat the proper, nutritious, satiating food, that gives you the ability to then fast. And while you're fasting, you reset your taste buds and your palate every time. And the further away you get from having that ultra-processed crap, weeks and months and years, you stop to crave it, because you just crave what you're supposed to. And that fatty red meat tastes better every time you have it. Just drinking water when you're actually thirsty is another one. That tastes better every time you have it. So it sounds stupidly simple, but give it a try and you never look back. And I'll be totally honest, no, it's not easy, especially the first couple of times doing it. You might have to white knuckle it a bit and use a little bit of willpower, but if you want it enough and your why is strong enough, then you'll be fine. Because no, we'd live in this modern world where there's 10,000 fake flavours of bags of crisps and chips and ice creams in a man-made store where 99% of the food in there is actually inedible. So no, it is tough, but trust me, it's like a superpower. Once you've done it for a couple of weeks, you don't need any willpower. You don't need any white knuckling going on, because I can walk into there in a supermarket or a pub, bar, whatever, and I see is negativity, and I either don't even see that, I'm blind to it, and I just know where the meat is in the supermarket, or I look at it and just think negative, negative, negative. So once you've reached that true bliss point, then you've truly made it. So if you are struggling on this, try this tip. Buy that favourite cut until you actually want to eat that. Then that is how you figure out true hunger or a craving. And then if you're still struggling, or you want some guidance on, do you know plus or minus dairy and caffeine and protein to fat ratio and meal size, meal ratio, meal frequency. Do you have an autoimmune condition? Do you want to try reintroduce foods? Can you handle low sugar fruits? Can you handle some vegetation? Do you want some more variety in your diet? All these little nuances. Do you have reactions to pork, eggs, chicken, dairy we spoke of? All these little nuances, finding your version of the optimum human diet is what I do for a living. So drop me a message if you want further information for my coaching packages. I'd love to work with you, because I work with absolutely anyone and everyone. I want a mixture. I want a diversity of different clients, because I learn something from every client I get. Some people just like natural bodybuilding coaches, for example. They just want people that compete. It's like that's not what turns me on and gets me up in the morning. I want the average person. I want the person with a really rare autoimmune condition. I want the person that comes to me that's had digestive issues, for example, for 25 years, and they've been on all this medication. The doctor can't seem to cure it, and there's no known cause. Or I want to reverse type 2 diabetes in clients, which I've done so many times. All these things, that is what gives me the drive and motivation to do this. So thanks for listening, guys. Give it a try. If you need further help, drop me a message. This is Coach Rob, Optimal Carnivore. Let's go.